Imagine descending beneath the waves into a silent, forgotten world. The camera drifts across the outlines of ancient homes, a circle of massive stones placed deliberately around a freshwater spring, and even a stone well standing where people once drew water. And then comes the question, could this submerged settlement rewrite history? Just off the coast of Israel, beneath the waters of the Mediterranean, lies Atlit-Yam, a Neolithic village that thrived nearly 9,000 years ago. For thousands of years it remained hidden, preserved by the sea. Its discovery raises profound questions. Who built it? Why did it vanish beneath the waves? And most of all, could it be a memory of the flood traditions that echo through cultures across the world, including the biblical account of Noah in Genesis 6 through 9? Atlit-Yam was first detected through sonar scans of the seabed, but divers quickly confirmed what the images suggested. Beneath the sand and silt lay stone-built houses, pathways, and even graves. In one area, archaeologists uncovered a semicircle of 7 megaliths surrounding a natural spring, a structure that may have been used for ritual connected to water. What astonished researchers was the level of preservation. Fish bones still sat in piles, as if left behind in haste. Grinding stones, flint tools, and pottery fragments revealed daily life frozen in time. Human skeletons were also discovered, including a woman and child who provide the earliest known evidence of tuberculosis, offering rare insight into ancient disease. What makes Atlit-Yam so haunting is the human story etched into its remains. These were not anonymous ruins of a forgotten empire, but the everyday lives of families. Archaeologists have uncovered grinding stones still worn from preparing grain, fish left neatly in piles as if ready for a meal, and burials that show care and ritual for the dead. This was not simply a place of survival. It was a community of memory, faith, and family. Standing among these ruins today, even beneath the sea, you can almost feel the pulse of ordinary lives suddenly interrupted by forces beyond their control. The scale of Atlit-Yam is impressive for its age. Covering nearly 10 acres, it shows that its people were not wandering nomads, but a stable, organized community practicing farming, fishing, and herding. They built wells to tap fresh water, stored grain, and lived in houses with stone foundations. In short, they were a settled people, centuries before the rise of Egypt or Mesopotamia. But then, suddenly, the village was gone. To understand why, we turn to geology. As the last ice age ended, melting glaciers caused sea levels to rise dramatically. Settlements that once stood along fertile coasts were gradually swallowed. Atlit-Yam lies 8 to 12 meters beneath the sea today, strong evidence that it was drowned by this global rise. Yet some clues hint at a more sudden disaster. Archaeologists found evidence that the site was abandoned quickly. Fish left unprocessed, tools scattered. One controversial theory suggests a massive tsunami, possibly triggered by a volcanic collapse in the Mediterranean, struck the coast and forced its people to flee. Others argue the steady encroachment of the sea alone was enough. The debate continues, but one fact remains. An entire community disappeared beneath the waves. And this is where the story becomes even more fascinating. Nearly every ancient culture has a flood story. In Mesopotamia, the Epic of Gilgamesh tells of a great deluge sent by the gods. In India, traditions speak of Manu, who was warned of a flood that would wipe away humanity. Native American tribes across the continents tell of rising waters that devoured the land. And of course, the Bible records Noah, a righteous man warned of a coming flood that would cleanse the earth of violence and corruption. Genesis 6:13-14. Noah built the ark, preserved life, and stepped into a renewed world under God's covenant. The striking similarity among these stories is hard to ignore. Warnings, chosen survivors, and a world remade by water. Could they be memories? Retellings of floods like the one that drowned Atlit-Yam, passed down and shaped into sacred story? The psychological impact must have been enormous. Imagine watching your home swallowed by the sea, your world undone in a generation. Such trauma would echo in story, song, and scripture for centuries. So, does Atlit-Yam prove Noah's flood? The answer is complex. Archaeology and geology clearly show that massive floods reshaped human history. Rising seas and possible tsunamis destroyed entire communities. That much is certain. But faith sees beyond geology. For believers, Noah's flood was more than natural disaster. It was a divine act, a reset of humanity's moral compass. In Genesis 9, God seals his covenant with a rainbow, promising never again to destroy the earth with water. Skeptics will say, Atlit-Yam is simply another victim of climate and sea level change. Believers may see it as a shadow, an echo of the biblical flood. Perhaps the truth is both. Science uncovers the ruins. Faith reveals their meaning. So let me leave you with this. Why are discoveries like this emerging now in our generation? Could it be that as technology allows us to peer beneath the oceans, God is letting us rediscover echoes of his story? Perhaps it isn't coincidence at all. For thousands of years, these ruins lay hidden, untouched by human eyes. Only now, an age of satellites, sonar, and deep-sea exploration, are we finally able to uncover what was once invisible. Could it be that we are meant to wrestle with these questions today? In Matthew 24:37, Jesus said, "As it was in the days of Noah, so it will be at the coming of the Son of Man." Maybe these discoveries serve not only as historical puzzles, but as spiritual reminders, gentle nudges from God that the ancient warnings still echo for us now. The stones whisper of lives once lived, of a people wiped away by waters. The waves carry memories of floods so vast they became legend. And we, standing on the shore of history, are left with a question. Will we listen to the lessons of the past? If you found this journey into the deep both fascinating and challenging, don't let it stop here. Subscribe to Faith Through the Ages, join the conversation, and be part of uncovering the mysteries that link our world today with the stories of Scripture. Because sometimes the greatest truths are not only written in books, but hidden beneath the waves, waiting for us to dive deep and discover them.